Oh my giddy gosh, how the are ya? Hiya Hans, it's obviously me, ChrisTeen, and today I'm going to be blocking down my brows and showing you exactly step by step how I did it. The reason is twofold. The reason to why I'm doing this is twofold. First of all, it took me a lifetime to figure out how to do this. I have watched the other tutorials, I have watched the other videos, I've read blogs, I've seen people's step-by-steps online, and I feel like I've got it down. And the second reason is, when I was seeing some friends, they were like, oh my God, hold on, wait, pause. You cannot see a single strand. And I'm like, first of all, thank you. Second of all, let me show you how it's done. So now that that's been said, we are gonna get straight into this and I'm gonna show you what I've got, what you're gonna need. I have got this here. I brought this off Amazonia. It is mostly, the main ingredient in this is isopropyl alcohol. It's a sanitizing spray that people can put on their palettes if they're sharing palettes, or I don't know if you can use it on your brush. I'm not going to suggest that. I don't know. But you don't need to shake it either. It's just a spray that I'm going to put on this reusable bamboo pad that I purchased because I'm not using makeup wipe removers because they don't remove makeup. Anyway, spray and wipe the brows because what we're doing is taking out all of the excess oils. Full stop. There's nothing else. Full stop. Don't get it in your eye. Then we are going to start using, this is the American Elmer's from America, and my good friend Jessie brought me this, and these, like, she has stocked me up right good. Put this to one side. Stop with the stop with the rubbing. Misplaced my handheld fan. It usually lives up here. Maybe it's fallen down. I don't have the time. We're going to use this one. So dry your brows. All right, so the first layer of this glue, before I get into that, I'm just going to show you what I've got. So this spray can go back. This is from Blue Sky, by the way. I've got from Primark, you can pick up these. Can you see that? Or do I need to do this influencer thing up here? These reusable, they're not throwaway, they're plastico from Primark. They're like 50 pence, 90 pence for a pack, a whole pack of them. And I get a good 4 or 5 uses out of these. You need one of them. I then have a regular spoolie brush, but I don't use it. I use the back side of it. As you can tell, that needs a bit of a clean. That's got powder on it still. Then we've got some powder, just translucent. Then we've got some color corrector that I use on my beard with a one of them, and a powder puff or that for the powder. That's all you need. Let's go, let's begin. So the first layer, like I said, is 2 layers in one. Let me get a little handheld. All right, I've got my little handheld. I think I should come around this way so that you can see. Is it better with the light or without the light? Oh, without the light, girl. Okay, so this is the most important layer in my opinion. So I'm gonna work backwards from the end. Can you see? And just like pull it through. Just pull it all the way backwards. And then just wait. Just get that in the brow. Oh shit, I needed something else that I don't have. And with this one that I said was really cheap, we're just gonna pull the hairs up, but I'm using like this harder bit, not this flexible bit. So it's a bit more solid and a bit more like, you know, pulley. Anyway, so I'm just gonna pull them up. And you'll notice they're not flat on the face. They're not down yet. That comes in like the next step. I had an extra one of these nearby and I'm just gonna rub around it. So I didn't really show you that. I'm going around the brow so that that glue is not on my skin. And the reason I wipe that excess glue off is because when you go to put the foundation on, the foundation sits completely different on top of it. And it's just not a pretty look. Just don't do it. Don't waste your time because you'll have to go all the way back to the brows, and because you can't disguise it. It's simple. And before that dries, before I do anything else, this is where I start to flatten the hairs. I just put another light layer on top, brushing in the direction that I've pushed the hairs. And then, like I said, with another one of these, just take off the excess around. I don't really care about the underneath, it doesn't really bother me, but I'll do it anyway for the purpose of the video. And the one that you sprayed on earlier to do for your brows, I'm going to use the back of the spoolie brush here. And I am going to make sure it's really clean because you don't want to put any oils or any dirt or any kind of finger touches in this. Just dry it out a bit. And then roll it on the brows. In the direction, I'm rolling it through my fingers and letting it roll across the skin. Obviously, I go back and I give the skin a quick wipe and pause. Don't do anything. I'm gonna do the other one. That's like layer one, and then you're gonna wanna like really fan it down. Don't do anything until it's like dry AF. You will not be cleaning this too many times. If you think, oh, I've just wiped this, and you wanna use it, wipe it again. You won't do it too many times. Wipe it, and then press it, like roll it in place, and that is making it really flat. All right, so that is like the 2-in-1 step, right? I've said that about 6 times maybe because it's so important. If I've not got that bit done properly to begin with, the rest is just not going to work properly. It's just not going to happen, and it does all start with taking the oils out. Let's have a biology lesson. Biology? Cosmicology? Cosmicology? Chemicology? Something to do with chemicals and stuff. Just about to go into explaining the different skin types with like how it breaks down makeup, but I won't bore you. Simply, if you haven't dried them out properly, they will not last. You'll get like quarter of the way, halfway towards the end of the night, and you'll start to see the cracks and you'll start to see the hairs poking through. They need to be dried. The option B, if you've not got this, a friend of mine did this once. I've not been able to replicate this experience, but a friend of mine got a shot of vodka. Neat, nothing with it, vodka. And they put this like a little dabby dab and they rubbed it all out. They didn't touch it. Do not, for the love of God, touch it. And they really, really, really let that brow dry. They before they did anything, they let it dry. It's not the right thing because, you know, vodka is not this, but the alcoholic element in it dries stuff out. That's why we feel like shit in the morning with a hangover. It dries us out, right? So what's the word? The theory is the same of it. If you don't have any of the sprays or anything that can dry them out. I am now gonna stop babbling and I'm gonna crack on with the next step. I'm now doing this kind of like this motion that's like I put it on and I twist it. It's like I'm rolling it against how do I explain that? I'll show you it. I won't explain it, I'll show you it. I'm gonna put it on and twist it up and off. And then the next bit, put it on and twist it. I don't know why. This is just what I do. So I'm twisting it as it's almost like I'm rolling it off the skin. But I'm not rolling it. You get what I mean. And I feel like this is getting now in between any of the hairs that might need to be got in the middle of. And then I'm gonna wipe off the excess. Careful not to disrupt any of the work we've done. And now comes the powder. Get yourself some translucent powder. I did get the powder puff just in case you wanted to use it, but that's you, not me. I like to use a beauty blender, and I'll tell you why once I've got the powder on, because we're time limited. I've picked up some powder. I am pressing the whole thing in place. Lots of little taps first, and then press the hell out of it. Like, press it down, bitch. And then we want to get the back of this spoolie brush that I've been using and roll it flat. Okay. And you just want to leave it. Just leave it. Don't touch it. Don't do anything. We'll brush off the powder soon, but not now. So what was I saying before? I was going to elaborate on this. Yes. Okay. The reason I use the the beauty blender, that was a genuine glitch, and not this, is I don't, first of all, look at the state of it, but I don't know if any of these fibers are not kind of going to get stuck in it. This is like one smooth, you know, like, oh, it's lush and smooth texture. And I feel like there's nothing going to get stuck in the brow that's going to create like any kind of fibers for me. That's just a thing for me. It's probably not even a problem, but it's just something I consider. All right, done. Gonna do the other one, come back in a minute. Okie freaking dokie. That is layer 2 technically complete. One more time I'm going to say this. The back of this brush you cannot clean enough times. I'm just using what I wiped my brows with. And I'm just wiping it off just to make sure that there's no kind of touch factor going on up there. Because as soon as there is, you can guarantee that that teeny tiny droplet is just going to break it. And all your gorgy work is going to be ruined and you're going to be livid. Right. There's not really anything to blow dry here at the moment. I'm just going to do this because I feel like fanning myself. All right, pause. Now just brush off the excess. I'll do now the third layer and I'm going to do brow and brow. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to be chatting some shit. I'll just get it on and you can see the speed of how it takes to do one layer in itself. So this is the twist, okay? So let's just put some music on and let me stop chatting some shit. Right, simply, that is how long it takes to do it. That is an unedited, unmoved thing, right? Unmoved, you get it. Now, depending on what I was doing, if I was just doing like a little bedroom show, I could stop there. You know, just give them a moment to set and congeal and do their business. If I was probably going on an evening out, or I was performing on stage where the lighting's a bit more intense, I would most definitely do 5 layers. The first layer being that kind of double layer, and then 4 layers of what you've just seen me do. The reason powder is important as well, oh, I do apologize. Oof. The reason powder is extremely important as well, because you're creating almost like a skin effect with powder and glue. So when you put the glue on and you know, shape it down because you wipe it off the skin, what you're then doing is, that's great, but if you put layer upon layer upon layer, it's going to start to bobble. You know, like when you've got a bit of glue on your finger, you can ball it up. It's going to eventually do that. So we put the powder on, bam, 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 just to create a solid skin type thing, period. End of discussion. That's it. I'm not going to keep repeating myself, not going to go on and on and on and on. Now we brush off anything that will come away, anything off the eyes, anything off, like, yeah, that. And that is what we're left with. Now, I don't know if I should in this video. This is how to block down your brows like you're blocking your ex-partners out of your life. This is it. This is good to go. This is what we did in this video. Oh my God, I've just had about a 10-minute conversation with myself. She cannot. Okay, so it was about what I'm gonna do in my next video versus what I need to do next in this video. So, however many layers you've got down, at the minimum, I would say the first double layer, like kind of double thing, and at least 2 with the powder, at the very, very least 2. Gonna get some color corrector. I'm using this burnt orange one from Revolution, I think it is. Yeah, Revolution, it's called something. And I'm gonna pop this on the brow. Little and often, honey, little and often. Because this is gonna cancel out the blue. I mean, look, this, I say little and often, and I put on too little. Too little? You wanna keep this on the brow as much as possible, but you know, it's a color corrector. It's not the end of the world if it comes off the brow. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll do the other brow and then we'll come back. Okay, love, peace and harmony. Okay, and before that completely dries, I'm just going to powder that as well. A lot of powder going on these brows. Why? Because we're keeping the oil out, right? That's basically it for the brows, huns. That is simply it. All your layers of what you feel like you need to layer, however many, and then color correct, powder the color corrector, and then you're good to go. You're like, boom. Like, I would probably now do a brow. And would I brow first, or would I? Oh my God, I have literally rambled. I'm gonna shorten what I've just said. I would now ordinarily use foundation on the brows upwards, and then, yeah, do the brows, and then use concealer for like the drag look, right? Underneath the drag brows. I am next now in the next video. I'm gonna finish this here because we've blocked our brows out like they're our ex-boyfriends. And in the next video, I'm now going to show you how I do my brows. But I'm gonna film that now, but it's gonna be the next video. So if it's not up yet, sincere apologies. If it is up yet, go and enjoy. Okay, that's it from me. Peace and love, stay fabulous, stay always safe, and see you in the next video. Ciao for now.